Good evening, everyone. It's nice to see you all, virtually at least. I'm going to be in Matthew chapter 24, verses 36 through 44, if you would like to turn there. Again, Matthew 24, verses 36 through 44. It says, "But about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and being given in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark, and they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. This is how it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. The 2 women will be grinding with a handmill, one will be taken and the other left. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into. So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him." So if you've been around any sort of children's choir during your time at church, you've likely heard a song that comes from this text. We hear the chorus and the clapping as the words ring out in our sanctuaries. "Stay awake, be ready. You do not know the hour when the Lord is coming. Stay awake, be ready. The Lord is coming soon." While this song is passage is usually reserved for Advent, it seems really relevant to us as we come to find ourselves in a time of great need. As you are all very well aware at this point, we've been called to shelter in place and practice social distancing due to the COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus. Baylor campus has been pretty empty and there's not a lot of people on the streets, so Waco in a way has become a sort of a ghost town. And I don't want to make this out to be some sort of apocalypse. Rather, I want to focus on what it means to be ready in light of these events. So many of my close friends know that I am a horrendously unprepared person when it comes to these sort of things, and it's been very true with our current situation. I had no clue about what this virus was until spring break rolled around, and by the time I got back into Waco, everything seemed to be coming undone. I had originally planned to do a big grocery trip whenever I got back, but by the time I got to the store, a lot of the things were missing, a lot of essentials were gone, and everyone was in a pretty big panic. My disposition to not take the virus seriously at first led to me being unprepared as I settled in for the long haul here at my apartment in Waco. As it turns out, Little Debbie snacks can only sustain you for so long, and the lack of toilet paper in the stores is more than a little worry. This situation is typical to my life, where I end up in quite the pickle by procrastinating the things I need to do. This happens with papers, planning projects, going to sleep, waking up on time, and many other things. So being ready is by far not my forte. But there's more to it than that. My being unprepared is rooted in something much deeper in my life. More often than not, I find myself being stuck in the past and thinking about all the things I could have done differently with my time. I often feel stuck in the cycle of wanting to do and to be more, but instead of living in the moment, I remain in my past mistakes, which continues this cycle. And this, unfortunately, has made its way into my religious life. I have a hard time keeping up with my devotional reading and my journaling and praying. Often enough, I don't seem to notice the Spirit moving in my life because I'm thinking of a mistake that I made or someone that I overlooked as I'm going through my life. If the Lord was coming tomorrow, I'm unsure if I would be ready. So the question that comes to my mind is this: how do I live a life that is ready for the coming of the Lord? And from that, how do all of you live your life so that you're prepared for God to come? How are we preparing for this reality here and now during all this outbreak and all this craziness? Our text in Matthew gives us a little insight on what it means to be attentive and prepared in light of the unexpected hour that God will come to us.